Hello and welcome to another episode of the Weekly Waypoint. Before we start, I just want to mention that it has been an extremely important week in terms of real world news. Police murdered George Floyd and it's kicked off a huge amount of protests in America about racist issues, and it's really important. And it's not typically the kind of stuff I discuss on the show, and it's not going to be what today's show is really about because I don't think this is really a very natural platform for me to talk about it. I've written a blog post about it in my monthly blog update over on christianrichmond.wordpress.com if you are interested, but there are far better voices than me to talk about this kind of thing, and it's something we shouldn't be necessarily looking away from. But at the same time, it's also important to keep an eye on your mental health, to have entertainment outlets, to make sure you're taking a break if you really need to. And yeah, it's a balance. And in this video I'm just gonna talk about my week, carry on like normal, but I think it's very important to point out that the world very much is not in a normal state right now, and that these issues aren't just something that's cropped up now. It's something that's been happening for hundreds of years, that's super important and that we should all give our attention to, and to support people of colour wherever we can, because Black Lives Matter. Always have, always will. So we're going to get on with a weekly waypoint. Hope the tonal shift isn't too abrupt, but I'm going to carry on the show from normal from this point on. This week ESO Greymore came out, and I kind of had to do a double take because it's been a long fucking week. But it was this week. I think it was, as is the case a lot, it was last week. It was as I was finishing the weekly death matches when it was coming out, and sadly it had some issues with launch. It was quite a frustrating launch day, and I didn't actually manage to play on the Tuesday, even though it was supposed to be launching around 1 PM my time. I left at 6 PM for work, and I didn't get to play, but that's fine because I'm playing now. And everyone's working from home at the minute, and it's a little bit difficult to do that kind of shit, to launch an entire fucking game, well, expansion to a persistent online game. I can't imagine how tough that must be when you're all working from home. So props to ZeniMax, and it's a good fucking thing. It's a good fucking thing. It's a good fucking expansion, at least so far. I still haven't finished the main story, and I have a very good reason for that. It's because I keep getting distracted by the antiquities system, and that's what you're watching right now, is me running around doing antiquities. I can't decide whether to call them antiquities or antiquities, but you know, one or the other. And you're probably getting a gist for what it is just by watching this video, but if you don't already know. But if you've ever played archaeology in World of Warcraft, they basically took that and made it better, more refined, made it more appealing to completionists, made better reward like cosmetics and stuff, and I think this is definitely the better system. But you know, to be fair, archaeology and WoW came out in 2010, so they've had like a decade to, and I'm not necessarily saying that ZeniMax just copied that either, or necessarily iterated directly on that, but if they did, then yeah, they've had like a decade to go and look at that and be like, okay, this is what we're going to do here. This game didn't even exist a decade ago, which would kind of sound weird in any other context, but for an MMO they do tend to stick around. Anyway, so my kind of, I'd say, initial thoughts on Greymore, because I still haven't finished the story, like I said. Western Skyrim is great. It's a little small, but that's because we have Blackreach as well. I've really explored I really enjoyed exploring it so far. They recreated the world really well. Like, there are times when I'm just running around in like not even like near a town or a landmark or anything that should be recognizable, just out in the world, and I'm like, this is familiar. I remember being here, like killing a dragon or something like that back in Elder Scrolls 5. But at the same time, there are differences. It's different enough, and sometimes that's in architecture, and sometimes that's in, there's a village here where there wasn't before. But sometimes that's, I think the biggest way it's different is just in the people and the story and the state of frickin' what's the word, Tamriel at this time in history, and the story that's going on here. It's really fun to revisit an area of Skyrim where you've done it 1,000 times and you're used to the same storylines being there, and just doing it here, and it's just different. And also, I do like the base idea behind this chapter's story of, it's not like one giant threat like it normally is. and it's nothing too abstract either, at least not to the point I've gotten up to. It's more of a conglomeration of, I would say, mid-tier threats that are working together, and that might just be an excuse for me to use the word conglomeration because that's a brilliant word. But also, like vampires, werewolves, and witches, it's like they're all working together, and that's not a spoiler. That's like the premise of the chapter. That's in the trailers. And by the way, go watch those CGI trailers; they're fantastic. But they're working together, and it's fun. I don't know, it's fun. I bloody love what they've done with Blackreach. I haven't explored all of it. I've probably explored about half of it. They made Blackreach really fun and interesting. And I remember getting to Blackreach in Skyrim and being like, holy shit, this is a really cool idea. But there was never much to do down there. And it was all kind of like, it looked cool, but it was all very one tone. It all looked the same down there. So it's cool that they've taken this opportunity to add like different biomes to Blackreach and lots of different storylines. And I love Dusktown and Coral. Please stop interrupting me. She is sat on my lap and she is having a great time, and she likes to flap her cone around and interrupt me during live streams and video recordings. And I'm not stressed, you're stressed. Speaking of being stressed, I've been recording Minecraft lately. I've been live streaming Minecraft lately on PS4. You may recall I was Coral, please. You may recall I was doing that a few months ago. But I've gotten back into it and I'm having a great time. I'll probably do some more of that today, where you can probably tune in and listen to Coral's cone flapping. In fact, knowing the way I approach this kind of shit, I've probably already streamed it today, and you're going to God's sake, dry throat. You're going to be tuning in to this video after that's already happened. I have some time off work after tonight. This is my last night, and then I have basically a week and a half off. So I'm probably going to be doing a lot more streaming, sometimes Minecraft, sometimes Elder Scrolls. That's going to be a fun time, so I hope you'll join me for that over on twitch.tv/Kritigri. See, normally what I would do in this kind of situation is pause the recording, go back and re-record it so I don't have all this kind of shit going on in the background. But normally there's not this much of it, and normally I don't have this little time to record, but also I don't know, you can probably tell that this is a very strained weekly Waypoint, can't you? Like, I already had that bit in the beginning where I talked about current events, and that, trust me, that's not just put there as a platitude. This shit's been weighing on my mind so hard. Like, it really fucking gets to me that there are people in this world who just do not get fucking that we're all people, we're all humans, all of our lives are valuable, and like, hatred is poisonous, and just prejudice is evil, and yeah, it fucking gets me down. I've like, obviously this is gonna sound a bit dumb because I'm just like a white dude from the UK, but this has really been fucking getting me down. Like, it's tough, and you know, I'm helping how I can with like signal boosting and donating and all that kind of shit, but I just feel like so grateful for life. I just feel so much love in my life for the people that I have and the people that exist in the world, you know, the good people, and I don't understand how others just don't see that and just act out of malice and hatred. It really, I mean, I don't want to go on too long about this obviously, but it just fucking gets me. So I guess I'll end this week by saying, just be good to each other, stand up for each other, be safe. I know I don't articulate this kind of thing very well out loud. That's definitely something I need to work on, but like I said, go to my blog if you want more thoughts where I can just sit and think about what I want to say and put it down in a way that is easily understandable, instead of stammering my way through emotions. That's a personal flaw. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel where I talk about personal things now, I guess. This weekly deathmatch, when it started, was originally going to be kind of a personal series, but it was just more fun to talk about video games, and this is a place for fun. Hopefully things can be fun again in the future. I mean, tune into my Minecraft streams. We usually end up having fun. The other day when I actually did one, I started out feeling like I do right now, as you can hear in my voice. and I just had fun while I was streaming it, and I felt better over time, so it made me feel better. But either way, thank you for watching. Love you all. See you in the next one.